Hello y'all on YouTube. This is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special unboxing. This is part 2 of a knife coming in from Heroic EDC. Let's take a look. All right, we're taking a look at something coming in from Heroic EDC. Check out their barcode here if you're curious. I'll have links down below in the description, but they loaned me a couple of knives to check out. I have not been a big fan of Medford, except for my gentleman Jack. And then recently I tried the Antique and I was very surprised. So here's the second one. Let's see if I'm going to be shocked as well. This particular one is the TFF-4. So it's S45VN blade steel, another Heroic EDC knife made for them. So let's see what we got. All right, got the typical beautiful Medford kind of bag pouch. It's kind of a big one there. And then we've got the certificate of creation and authenticity made in August 28th. Therefore, so pretty nice little clip. You get a patch, a nice little patch. And of course you got yourself a little proudly made in the United States of America warranty and maintenance. So that's nice. That's nice. These are loaners, so I don't get to do anything with them. We're just checking them out and we're going to send them back because, you know, these are not super cheap, right? So this looks pretty cool, just first impression. All right, so, oh, this is like a jigged inlay. That's really cool. We have a flipper. Okay. We have a back spacer here. We've got that like hinderer over travel stop, a black PVD kind of coating on there. Probably done with the oil slick, typical, like a T25 kind of pivot. All right. Let's give it a flip now. It's got a nice generous flipper and it's very easy to grab. So let's see how it works. Okay, that's not bad. Is this hollow grind? Yeah, that's a hollow grind. Okay, that's a hollow grind. Let's see how easy is it to get to a lock bar. Oh, that's not too bad. Now, what is this right here? These are over travel stop pins? Oh, they are. Okay. Now, this feels like it's on phosphor bronze washers or something. Wow, okay. It's actually pretty smooth. It's really freaking smooth. Beautifully dead nut centered. Nicely chamfered on the blade. Now it does expose the, I'm not a big fan of exposing the lock bar, the tang of the blade, right? This is the blade tang right here. My worry is always it's gonna hit something and then you're gonna mess up the angle. That's just my concern. But I get it. He's getting the maximum usage handle to blade ratio. This is really cool. So this has got to be like titanium, right? Right? We're dealing with titanium, I assume. Yep. So it's a steel back spacer. Okay. Titanium clip. S35VN blade steel. I like that. It's got a little point there, so it's almost like a glass breaker. You could technically probably get away with that. And he's got some laser etching on there. It's anodized, but let's see, what does it say on there? Oh, I'm going to have to zoom in because I can't read that. Made in the United States of America. Okay, so there you go. That's small print, even for my glasses, right? So I love this anodization, this black anodization. All right, this blade shape is really cool. I don't know if I like the fire treated thing that they do here. I think that's like a flame thing. And I know he likes to do that. It kind of gives it a unique look. I personally prefer kind of a raw titanium, but the blade shape is not bad looking. And I will tell you, I like the thickness of the blade. I like the action. I'm not hating this none. This is the second, oh my gosh. This is the second Medford that I actually do dig. This is really smooth. Wow. Yeah. That is really smooth. Now, this could easily be tuned. Now, it does, you know, it's phosphor bronze. I think you could tune this to be a little more drop shutty. You do have access in here. It's a little difficult to get in there. When it's black anodized, there's nothing you can do to adjust that. You can just have to kind of get in there. So now it has a fuller. It'd be nice if you could, yeah, that fuller is not really usable. I would love to be able to get to that fuller. I hate faux fullers. This would be such a great deploying fuller just to be able to flick if he could just do a little more cutout there. That would be so freaking cool. I think it would be really nice. Like, if I had this one, I would absolutely, probably. Can I get in there? No. I mean, you can get the fingers in there, but could I get my finger in there? No. My fingers aren't small enough to get in there, but definitely cool. There's the track. You can see that. Interesting flame there. That is not an aesthetic I typically would go for. Like I said, I would love just like a satin finish blade or something like that, and then I wouldn't mind a full titanium blade. I'm boring, but I think this in a boring pattern would be really cool. I actually do not hate the look of that knife. This is really cool. This here is my favorite. The blade shape is really nice. I like this. I don't know if it's a dagger or is it a drop point. I mean, you can. Is it a dragger? We're going to call it a drop point dagger? I don't know. It's not. It's like a dagger. I mean, you could see it going together, but it's not. It's got a drop point. It's got a beautiful swedge. And this is a very aesthetically pleasing but very functional swedge, which is nice for turning your cuts. Remember, swedges are like rudders. You can turn like a boat, right? So it allows you to turn into a cut. Leather, plastic, big thick cardboard. I do like this. This would break in really nicely. I think this would be really cool. Yeah. Once you can break this in, I think this would be really, 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 really nice. But I like the green. I have to admit, I like the green. I'd love the green with like a polished, stone washed or something like that. Like maybe a polished stone washed blade and a stone washed handle. I think that would be stinking cool. My only thing is this right here. My only concern is, that hitting something as you're using the knife. If you put it down, you're using it, you hit something, then your engagement. Let's see, where does it engage? It's about 30%. You see that? About 30%. Okay. So interesting. No sharp edges. I like this. This flipper is very functional. It's not quite higher than the center, but it gives you really good leverage. It's a phosphor bond, so it feels a bit like a Chris Reeve, large Savenza. It's got that kind of very buttery kind of feel, but you really have to overcome it because it's almost like it's meant to be a slow roll. I do like this, what they did here with the stop pins here and then the close pins right there. So they're inside the handle here. That is interesting. That is really interesting. Yeah. That's cool. Now you could sort of do a little trigger choke up, but man, that choil right there, it's not super friendly, right? So you got to be careful with that. Not a whole lot of room. It does going to give you a little bit of a smile, but I'd say you got about 3-4 sharpenings on this one, maybe. Depending on how aggressively you sharpen, of course, right? Wow. Yeah. I would definitely want to, well, it's not my knife, so I'm not going to do much more than with this. This is not my knife. we're not going to cut anything. We're not going to do anything with it. We're just getting a chance to check it out. So let's do that. Let's get a nice close up here. Got this beautiful swedge. Interesting heat treat on the blade. I'm not my favorite. I would go for something a little more boring, personally, but definitely interesting. I like the look of the knife overall. I think that's really cool. You've got me on two Medfords that I really don't hate. I'm really shocked. I'm truly shocked. This is really one of my favorites. I really like this jig right here, this inlay. That's really sick. That's really like sick in a good way. I do like that. The black anodization is cool. I just wish it was caged bearings so it'd be a little easier to control. I like the clip. That green anodization is really cool. It looks like it's electrical and then with a little bit of laser there, right? Do we have any weight relief? No, it's a pretty thick slab of titanium there. The lock bar is pretty straight cut out. It is titanium on steel, so there's no steel bar insert, which, you get your geometry right, you're fine. You got an over travel stop right here. That's a Hinder kind of over travel stop, right? Little disc thing that Rick Hinder did. And kind of like, this is the Chris Reeve integral, lock bar. So that's what they call it. At least he's the one who came up with it, right? And then you've got the blade here. Now, because you notice that everything is so far back here. Now, I might have brought this out a little bit further, right? Where you could have maybe come out here with the handle all the way out here, like that. Now it might have taken some of the blade away, but I would have maybe covered all of that. And by covering all of that, then you're kind of protecting this right here. Now you would want to have a room for the track to come all the way around, right? So that personally I would be okay with myself. Now do we have a ramp? No, no ramp on the blade, but it is kind of chamfered a little bit right there. Can you see that little chamfering right there? So it's not like a really sharp edge you're overcoming. So there you go. Let's look at the blade. See the Medford #4. I know there's some coating with his stuff. I don't really know it. This is S45VN, maybe 4 is for S45VN blade steel. I don't know. Again, it's on the inside, which is kind of nice. That's not on the outside. This does work. It's more comfortable to get to this than that top flipper, okay? Okay. So this almost takes a little flick. Yes, now it needs oil at this point because it's starting to dry up a little bit, but I'm not going to do that. It's not my knife, so we're not going to do any of that. We're going to just leave it as is. But beautiful. I do like this part. This is really nice. This is one of the highlights right here. Would like to see more of that. Different anodizations of that too. Green is one of those anodizations that it takes a little bit longer to do. It's certainly not like one of the first things you anodize. You almost have a little purple in there. There's some fuchsia in there. So you're right at that where you go from the purple fuchsia to the green, right? You know, so that's kind of cool. Green is typically the longest heat anodization. If you do heat anodization or electrical, it's the highest voltage, I think, and it gives you the deepest layer, I think, or the thickest layer. If you do the voltage anodization, if I remember correctly, guys, correct me down below if I'm wrong. But that's what I remember. I think it's pretty cool. Pretty cool little knife. I'm glad to get to check it out. Let's take a little shot there of it. I think that's really cool. What do y'all think? Pretty nice little knife there. Let's look at the back, especially with that nice clip. It's almost like a Hamon, but it's not. A Hamon is two different blade. It's like you have to have a different, like a, what is it, 1098 or some different kind of blade steel that does a Hamon. And you put a cover over there and then you have different heat treats and it causes that. This is just with the fire, but I wouldn't call it Hamon. I would just call it with the flame. So, yeah, there you go. What do y'all think of that? Nice little knife, I will tell you that. So I do appreciate that. Where's my card? There we go. All right. So again, this is Heroic EDC. If you didn't know, definitely go check them out. Let's bring this over here, a little center. I forget. I moved my camera over. All right. So this is Heroic EDC. Again, they allowed me to check these out. These are going back. I will say they did surprise me. They surprised me with the Zero from Rivery Manufacturing. That's that little utility knife, OTF utility knife, manual OTF, right? And then we checked out the Anik from Medford, and now this is, let me make sure I've got this name correct. Where did I put it? Where's the box? Oh, here, it's right here. The box says this is model TFF-4, TFF-4. I really like this right here. This is cool. So that's nice. All right. Thanks again to Heroic EDC for allowing me to check this out. I'll have a link for this knife down below in the description. I'll definitely be doing a review on this and the Antique, obviously, and the Rivery. Each will have its own review. I think they're very cool. So thank you to them, and we'll get that out. But I thought you guys would be interested in checking this out. Appreciate you guys at Heroic EDC. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. Subscribing and liking the channel, it really does help out. Allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately, more things for you guys. So thank you to you guys out there who watch the video, part of the community, part of live streams. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Sincerely, thank you. If you haven't already, and you didn't know about it, there is a link, that you can click for notifications, so you can be notified of future content like this and other videos. Just mention it, just in case, right? Also, a big shout out to my channel members. I appreciate you. You guys do two amazing things. You encourage me, and I want to say thank you for that. Sincerely, thank you. Secondly, because of your generous support, you allow the channel to do things way sooner than I thought I could, and I appreciate that very, very much. Things like once a week budget banger giveaways, memberships, borrowing knives and shipping it back, like this is going to cost money to ship back, right? Things like that. So I appreciate that to you channel members. Thank you. It's a small way for me to say thank you. I want to do two things for you. One, brand new channel members, email me your name and address so I can mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. So brand new channel members, I want to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. Secondly, channel members, you are eligible for the once a month members exclusive giveaway. So every week we'll have a budget banger giveaway, but that 1 week we'll have a members giveaway and a budget banger giveaway, right? It'll be 2. So if that's you, you will actually get a chance to be eligible for 2 giveaways, and one person's actually won them both one night. That was really kind of cool. So it's possible. Just let you know. But yeah, the members giveaway is not a budget banger. It'll be a little nicer. Maybe not this nice, but it'll be definitely a little nicer. It's a small way for me to say thank you to you guys and just let you know how much I appreciate you. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. All right. Thank you to everyone else for watching the videos. Appreciate you being here. So if you haven't already, maybe consider, real quick, if that sounds interesting, you say, hey, I'd like to become a channel member. Check the link down below in the description. I have a link for 3 different tiers. Would love to have you, any tier at all, but please don't do it because you feel obligated. Do it because you want to and you choose to do so. And if you do, thank you. Sincerely, thank you. All right, if you haven't already, check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.